as that little improvised song at the first said, this is going to be an information vid on chain pickerel. Now I'm just reading off a piece of paper. Here, just notes I got down. So, first, how they got here in Nova Scotia. Now, chain pickerel aren't native here in Nova Scotia. They're native in Ontario. Some asshole introduced them into Lily Lake. Now, this is intended for Nova Scotians, so not a lot of anybody who's not from Nova Scotia is not really going to know what I'm talking about. But Lily Lake is a lake in Mount Uniacke, if any Nova Scotians don't know. Now, somebody introduced them into Lily Lake. Now, they used to stock Lily Lake with trout, as well as Piggott Lake and Coxcomb Lake, which are right beside it. It goes Coxcomb here, or no, Lily Lake here, road, like, no, actually no, Lily Lake here, road, because I have to do this like opposite because of the camera, and then Piggott here, and Coxcomb over here. So, actually I got a map here. Ah, fuck it, I'm not taking that damn webcam down. Anyway, somebody introduced them to Lily Lake. Now they used to stock Lily Lake and Piggott Lake and Coxcomb Lake full of speckled trout, or the brook trout, which is Canada's trout species. And I'll get into that in another video, but anyway. How they got here in NS is some guy introduced them. Now, the legality of them, this is my second point. The law is, you cannot release a pickerel, alright? You have to kill it. It doesn't matter. I've killed little ones like that long. Even though bigger ones I've caught were 20 inches. Alright? You have to kill it. Alright? Beat it over the head with a stick, because if you release it, it's against the law. Now, it doesn't matter if you're taking it home or if you're throwing it in the woods. I just throw them in the woods. Now, everybody I talked to said they're good eating. They said they're like great eating. Some people say they make good fish cakes. Another guy said, I was talking to him yesterday actually when I was fishing them in the morning before school. He said if you could take the cheek out like a codfish and fry that up, it'll kind of look like a scallop. But they're too bony for me to fill it. I mean, Gaspereau is fine for me. I eat Gaspereau bone and all, just have a little potato with it. But they're too bony for me, right? So brings me to another point here. Now lures. Now this is the lures I like to use. This is my lure bin. By the way, I'm going to do a review on this tackle box here, made by Plano. Great tackle box. The only thing I have to say, no, I'll leave that for the review. These are my lures. I'm going to open this up. Lures I've caught pickerel on. Now, one of them, now this isn't the color that I usually catch all the fish on, but this here is a Heddon tiny torpedo. Okay? My grandfather catches all the fish with this, alright? He uses, now this is my lure, but he uses the blue one, which is also mine. This is all my gear here. I'm very thankful to have a great family, and they buy me all my gear for Christmas and birthday. And I mean, geez, I really, like, I gotta tell this story, right? I like to fish, but I never really fished as much as I did before, right? Like last summer I fished almost every day, but like now I fish almost every day. Last summer I fished almost every day. Usually I just went out bass fishing, like striper fishing a couple times, or trout fishing at the trout derby. But it started out with just a couple lures, I mean just a spinner, and that's what it grew to. This. And I mean, I got a tackle box full of gear. There's just terminal tackle right there. I'm so thankful to have a great family to buy me all these lures. But anyway, that's a different video. I love my family. Anyway, so I caught a lot on this guy here, this Heddon tiny torpedo. Actually, I can't say I did. My grandfather did. But this color pattern, I caught some smallmouth bass on it. Actually, that eye's a little messed up. That eye's crooked. Oh, I'll fix that later. But yeah, I caught my biggest smallmouth bass on this, which was last year. It was 16.5 inches. So, great lure. First bass I caught this year, I caught on that lure, not that one lure. Now this is the one I catch all the fish on. This is one I usually always use. This is one here I found on the internet where Al Linder, arguably the best bass fisherman in the world. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Al Linder was using it for to catch smallmouth bass. I was watching on a channel, The Complete Fisherman, it was called. I suggest you subscribe to that channel. It's a great channel. Now, this is the Rapala Skitter Pop. Alright? Now, this is basically a cupped-lipped lure. It's just got a cup lip, and it's a popper. You just give it a little jig, but I like to go jig, 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 kind of thing, right? Because those pickerel are aggressive. So at the end I'll tell a couple stories, but they're pretty cool. Anyway, so that's a Rapella skitter pop. Another one I almost caught a fish on was this, I'm gonna get like 3 of them here. Ah, come on. Was this Rapella floater. Now this is in Fire Tiger. One day, and this is weird, alright, I was reeling in really fast with this lure, or I was reeling in and I got caught. And I just pulled it out and was like, nah, I'm not gonna catch any fish in this lure. Reeled it in as fast as I could, and all of a sudden, when it, like, I'm not even joking, it was like 5 feet in front of me. It came up by the rocks and this pickerel went whoosh for it. And that was reeling in as fast as I could. And it actually happened with a smallmouth bass I was using. I don't make them anymore. Actually, I'll tell fish stories in another video, but some of them are pretty cool. Another one I caught them on. This is a brand new lure too, and I mean this is one of my favorite lures now. This is a Rapella X-Rab shad. Now it's got their long cast system. It's got the holographic foil in there. The bushy tail makes me want to eat it. But yeah, I've caught a lot of pickerel on this, and you can see, if you can hopefully see that, there's teeth marks on the top of it. It's all scratched up from 2 pickerel I caught on it. But I caught smallmouth bass on this, and it's great. Now this lure is meant to be not fish, it's not a crankbait. Like I thought this was a crankbait, but actually it's a jerk bait, like a husky jerk, a Rapella husky jerk. But it's a great lure, versatile lure. It's great. It's got the long cast system in it, nice a down deep lip on it. It's great. So that's the lures I catch them on. And sizes. Biggest one I caught, which was my first one, oddly enough, the first pickerel I ever catch, was 20 inches. That's about the average size pickerel. I caught 2 last night. Me and my grandfather, we caught 2. Well, actually no, 3, but 2 at this one spot, which is at the end of Piggott Lake. I call it Pickerel Cove, because they're just caked with pickerel. But anyway, I caught my first one there, which is 20 inches. And me and my grandfather caught 2 last night, and it was slow fishing last night. We only caught 3, but we caught 2 at Pickerel Cove, and his was 18.5 inches and mine was 18 inches, and they put up a pretty good fight. But then I caught 1, which was about 17 inches at a friend of mine. His name is Reg Drumpel, his dock down in Piggott. But yeah, that's just some information on the chain pickerel. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed this.